lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
And welcome to the finale, Game 7 of the Gotta Get It Classic, about to get underway. We saved maybe the best for last. Hard to say, but we know this is a good one. And it's the host team, East Kentwood, against East Lansing, #1 in the state of Michigan in most polls. Against the pesky East Kentwood club that knocked off Brother Rice. Evan Stockton, what can we look forward to in this one?
So for East Lansing, the guys who get a lot of the pub are Torbert and Hudson, with good reason. You probably recognize those last names. Both those guys' dads played for Michigan State. On the other side for East Kentwood, it's Christian Humphrey Rempert. I remember we were here last year when East Kentwood played St. Mary's, watching Christian play and going, who the heck is that? Well, he's gotten even better this year. He's about to go play some college basketball at Howard, and he's got a shot tonight for another East Kentwood upset. They've already beaten Brother Rice this year. Now they get a crack at East Lansing.
We'll have the starters of tonight's ball game in the start right after this. You're watching the Prep.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Welcome back to East Kentwood High School for the Gotta Get It Classic. My name is Chad Bush alongside Evan Stockton. These two teams getting set to go at it. East Lansing, #1 in the state of Michigan, led by Ray Mitchell, their head coach. And they've got star power, as Evan mentioned. Cameron Hudson, the 6'6 junior, a big part of their success. J.C. Branson, the 6'4 junior, and K.J. Torbert, the big three for East Lansing. They play a unique style of basketball. It's a disciplined style of basketball, and they've proven to be maybe the best in the state of Michigan right now.
Yeah, the three names, Torbert, Branson, Hudson, a very balanced attack for East Lansing. All those guys are averaging at least 16 points per game. A lot of people talking up East Lansing, and with good reason. They are undefeated within the state of Michigan this season. They've beaten Grand Blanc, they've beaten River Rouge, they've beaten King, they've beaten West Bloomfield, a lot of good teams. But here's another test, and we know this as well as anybody. You gotta go through a darn gauntlet to get to the Breslin Center. East Lansing, if they get there, can walk there. Their school is a mile from Michigan State's campus. But another test on the road, hostile environment against an East Kentwood team that's already beaten one of the state's best, Brother Rice.
Ja Hatchett, a Ferris State offer to his credit, a junior and one of the best on this team, very important at the point guard spot. Christian Rembert is offered already by Central Arkansas, UIC, and Brown. And so some firepower both ways. Mike Thomas, the great head coach, 200-plus wins, 5 state championship appearances, and 4 state titles. What can you say about Mike Thomas in his second season?
I mean, I think the mark of a really good coach is when you can go multiple places and still get the job done. I'm laughing because they had a big light show planned and the lights are on for some reason. Anyway, more important. Mike Thomas, Kalamazoo Central, Grand Blanc, won state titles at both. And now here's here at East Kentwood trying to do the same thing. I hate to break it to you guys. I think we're just going to have to scrap the intro for the game. Just announce the players.
Yep, Mike Thomas saying, let's shuffle this thing along. And so here come the Falcons on the court. Coming off a tough loss last night on this very court, Evan, to Rockford. They were down 15 points, rallied in the fourth, came up short. How do you try to move on from that tough loss here last night?
You're all like 16 or 17 years old. It doesn't matter. What happened 5 minutes ago means nothing to you anymore. In all seriousness, Coach Thomas loved the environment in this gym last night, said the place was buzzing. It's buzzing again. When you've got one of the state's best in town, there's going to be a few folks interested. All
right, let's buckle up, baby, for one more. Here comes East Kentwood, the Falcons, with the basketball. 5-3 on the year. Daryl Tompkins Jr., a guard. That is Christian Rembert Humphrey. No. Stick back, yes. That's Jaden Bowman, the junior guard at 6'5". Fast pace, East Lansing with a miss. That's Torbert missing from close range. Tompkins back the other way in a reset for East Kentwood. Leading 2-0 at home. Back-to-back nights playing. Dribble, drive, kick. Rembert Humphrey in the corner to the elbow. Jumper, no. And here comes East Lansing on the hustle. Brian Wyndham, the point guard. That's missed. Run out, throw ahead. Landon Storms on the run, and it's stripped from below and off his body.
Okay, so what I'm feeling the first couple of minutes in this game is what you feel a lot when a team at home playing a great team and the juice is in the gym. This is such a fun challenge for East Lansing because they just got to calm the heck down, seriously. The first minute or so of this game, a little bit too helter-skelter. Get into the half court and get what you want.
Hudson drive baseline, up with a shot, and it's a foul on Bowman.
Hudson, a great player already as a junior, plays for the family. That great AAU team where so many guys have played. Acuff, McKinney, just to name a few. Excited to watch him, Chad. This is my first time watching Cam Hudson in person. Heard a lot about him. Let's see how he does tonight.
Really an electric player. A few dunks when we saw him at the Holiday Classic of the PSL at Cass Tech about 3 weeks ago. One more from the line. 3-level score and a guard wing at the next level. Multiple offers. His father, Andre Hudson, from the state of Ohio and the former Michigan State Spartan, an all Big Ten forward. Part of that national championship team in 2000. Stolen away, ripped away by Wyndham, ahead for Mr. Branson's rim rupture. And the lob the other way, too tall for C.J. Reynolds, the freshman. Helter-skelter, we go back and forth.
Yeah, seriously, up and down the floor we go. Both these teams trying to run each other out of the gym in the first 2 minutes.
Man. Daryl Tompkins Jr. to the avenue, reverse, fancy Nancy, no dice.
You love the buzz in this place, though. It's really fun to see. A full day of basketball and the buzz at the end of it. Offensive foul on Hudson, Chad.
Frustration push-off after the tight defense. It is a suffocating defense for Mike Thomas and his Falcons. And you see the hammer there.
Big-time throwdown by Branson, one of those three big guys we were telling you about. Branson, Torbert, Hudson all average at least 16.
Star power. That's stripped and ripped. Torbert on the run, laying good. And East Lansing's +3.
I know this sounds weird so early in the game, but East Kentwood's got to be careful, right? If East Lansing can walk in here and build a big lead on them, that takes all the juice out of the crowd.
Left wing three, in and out, no. Offensive stick back, and cleaned up by the Trojans who run out. Ripped out of bounds, reset, ball out of bounds, baseline left, as Thomas checks in his bench for the first time.
Chad, have you noticed for East Kentwood, the one guy who has not touched the ball since the first possession? Good defense by Hatchett there, by the way, but have you noticed the one guy who hasn't touched the ball since the first possession?
Who's that been?
That would be Christian Humphrey Rempert, their best player. And I have to imagine that is East Lansing's A, B, and C on the scouting report.
Game planning, good point. That is another offensive foul. That's the second of the ball game already. That's a problem. They're going to have to go get Hudson. Here's another look.
Yeah, I mean, that's an offensive foul. You can't do that. That's a clear push, and a nice job hanging in there by Randy Chapman.
Cameron Essel will check in, the junior at 5'10". Hudson takes a seat. 5-2, East Lansing on top. Tight defensive battle as expected, lower scoring. Shot is fouled. Can't get the and one. That's Hatchett, Hatchett, who's been offered by Ferris State.
But again, another foul on an important guy for East Lansing. That's one on Torbert. And if you don't think Mike Thomas wasn't spending all day while he was watching these games here at the Gotta Get It Classic, cooking up schemes to get his East Kentwood team another upset and to get East Lansing in foul trouble, you don't know that man well enough. Great game plan so far.
Sure has been. Free throw good for Hatchett, the junior. $2,900 students here at East Kentwood. Large school, large crowd today. Both free throws down. Here we go. Wyndham across the timeline playing catch with his classmate Essel. Tight man-to-man. This is Tompkins, junior. Essel between the rings, 5 on the timer. Torbert had it stripped and ripped. On the run, Tompkins Jr. Kick out, wing, 3, Hatchett, splash city.
Told you that was a big sequence for East Kentwood. They've got it, they've got the lead. We can talk about Humphrey Rempert all we want, but Hatchett, who scored a bunch of 30-point games already this year, a dynamic score.
2-point lead. Free ball out of bounds, air biscuit. That's off the hand to Branson.
The student section for East Kentwood is right behind us, and they are making it hard to think when they're right behind us as we're calling this game. Man, this is one of those games where you can feel the juice, you can feel the energy in this place, and a great test for East Lansing. Unsettled a bit right now.
7-5 your score. Pass picked off, 4-on-1 the other way, bam! That's Branson, and that's a bad man.
That is some athleticism and leaping ability to jump through the darn gym. Branson was pointing up in the sky for the lob from Essel. He darn near hit the roof with the lob, didn't matter.
We're tied at a touchdown aside. Falcons reset, 3 minutes to go. Tompkins Jr. down the boulevard. Missed shot, lost it. East Lansing with sticky fingers. Kick, corner. KJ to the hole, no. And a reset and a Wyndham back out. Pull up 19-footer long. And here come the Falcons, tied at 7. Floater missed, no, kept alive. And a fresh 35, 3, air ball.
It is hard to breathe with the pace we're playing right now.
Really is. 3 balls short, out of bounds, and back. to East Lansing. My goodness.
All right, everybody, take a breath. We're going up and down the floor. Both of these teams want to play at a breakneck pace. I know East Lansing had that lob dunk, Chad, but you talked earlier about how they really do want to play at a more deliberate pace. That's the type of play that'll get everybody in the place going. But with the way this thing is going up and down the floor, unsettled, frankly, I think East Kentwood wants to play like this because it means East Lansing isn't all that settled.
I think you're exactly right. To the hole, shot blocked. Cleaned up, and here comes Dunn and company. Torbert down the avenue, floater up and good. KJ Torbert. How about this pace and the defense?
Couple of teams that want to make some noise in a couple of months. They sure look like it right now.
Sure do. Stick back laying's good. That is Christian Humphrey.
First basket for him, and honestly didn't even set up a play for him. East Lansing has completely nullified number 22 in white.
Really have. East Lansing on the attack to the corner. To the lane, good. Bucket by Baker.
So if you're looking for an X factor as East Lansing goes through their season, it's that dude, Charlie Baker, number 40. Known as a football player, but he can do stuff like that on the court.
Big time. They'll back it out now with Edmonds, who's coming off that bench for Mike Thomas. Lob to the block, back out, and a reset. 15 on the shot clock. Ja Hatchett, 5 in the timer. Attacks to the hole, lay in, no, foul on the floor.
All right, who do they get?
I don't know.
They got Branson, that's
Torbert.
his first.
Branson, you're right.
So that's the first on Branson, 1 on Torbert, and the 2 on Hudson. I'm curious to see if East Lansing gets Cam back in the game in the quarter.
3 ball, oh, how about it? Splash City. Ja Hatchett with 20 seconds left.
Man, that guy can light it up. Ja already with 8, feel like he's got a lot more.
Offensive foul and a push off. Cameron Essel.
I'm not gonna lie, I think he sold it a little bit, but there was contact. Man, that's the student section right behind us is cheering with every good thing that happens.
There's another look, Evan.
He sold it a little bit. There was a push off though. It was a push off, definite push off.
You're right. "11 seconds left in this quarter. Hatchett. At the buzzer, contact, and a call with 1 second left.
It's a second on Branson. I mean, it's the game within a game. You got to pay attention to these things. The foul situation is bad for East Lansing. Of the 16 fouls so far, 5 of them have been on their best players. Torbert, Branson, Hudson have combined for 5. And that's the type of foul. I know it's hard, but you just cannot commit that foul there. You just cannot.
How much of that is East Kentwood's strategy?
I think it's understanding coming in. Boys, look, this is a good team, but if you get them in foul trouble, I think we have a chance to exploit them because Mike Thomas famously runs a bunch of guys through the rotation. He's already played 9 different guys tonight. Quietly confident before the game, thought he could match up well, and he's going to match up even better with all these fouls on East Lansing already.
One more for Ja Hatchett. No good at the buzzer, that's it. At the end of 1, it's a 2-point ball game. Come on back for the second right after these.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
We've had the pleasure of being here at East Kentwood High School last couple of years for the Gotta Get It Classic. Gorgeous facilities here. We're inside the field house. There's a hockey rink right across the street. Mike Thomas, the head coach, now in his second year leading the Hoops team. Talked to Ty Spencer, the new football coach, during our last broadcast. That instant classic between Grand Rapids Christian and Warren Lincoln. 6-3 record for East Kentwood. The 3 losses, Rockford, Saginaw, and River Rouge. 3 quality losses, and a win against one of the more talented teams in the state, Brother Rice. Tonight, maybe playing the very best team in the state, East Lansing, and a tight one quarter in. Deep bomb, East Lansing. That's no good for Torbert. And a rebound coming up the floor with Chapman for East Kentwood. Foul situation for East Lansing. I got a couple of guys with a couple of fouls a pop. And another one here on Brian Wyndham. Branson and Hudson, 2 of their leading scorers, each picked up 2 personals in the first 8 minutes. And both are not on the floor right now. Number 11, Alan McGrew, who we don't see a whole heck of a lot for East Lansing, is in the game, the 6'1" senior. Christian Humphrey for Jaden Wheeler. Ja Hatchett with room. Always a dangerous recipe. East Lansing on the rub out. Torbert throws it up, and he got fouled by Hatchett. Two shots at the line for Kelvin Torbert Jr., better known as KJ. Dad will like that. All the great high school basketball fans here in Michigan definitely remember Kelvin's dad, Kelvin Sr., former Mr. Basketball out of Flint Northwestern, went on to a decorated career at Michigan State. And now he's hoping his son, KJ, can get his high school team, the East Lansing Trojans, to the Breslin Center in the state championship game in a couple of months. What a story that would be if East Lansing High School makes the state championship. Oh boy. Bad inbound coming right for our audio equipment. We all right over there? I think we are. May have lost a crowd mic? I think we're good. 13 all, just about a minute into the second quarter. Ryan Wyndham, floater in the lane, not close. East Kentwood, the rebound and the run out with Chapman. Now they'll slow it up. East Kentwood just played here last night, lost by 5 to Rockford. Coach Mike Thomas loved the environment in here the other day. Ja Hatchett, tough fadeaway, no. Late contest for East Lansing. And the rebound initially cleared by McGrew. Wonder if we see Branson or Hudson again in this first half. 2 of the best players in Michigan, each have 2 fouls. Down low, throwing it back outside to McGrew, who got blocked and fouled by Christian Humphrey. Watch it again here. Humphrey thought he got all ball, but he did get some contact with the body at the end there. One of the more athletic 6'9" guys you'll ever see. Our 7th and final game of the day at this Gotta Get It Classic. We just had a classic in the game right before us. Top 2 teams in Division II, Grand Rapids Christian and Warren Lincoln, literally came down to the last second. Lincoln made a buzzer beater to win it. Their starting center made the buzzer beater to win it. Second free throw good for Alan McGrew. Coming up on 2 minutes into the second quarter, it's 14-13 East Lansing. All the way, Jay, for Humphrey is no good. Up ahead to Torbert. KJ Torbert, tough jumper, all cash. Got to step up with Branson and Hudson in foul trouble. KJ Torbert now with 8 of the 16 points for East Lansing. Haven't gotten Christian Humphrey Rembert going yet. Goes up a wild hook shot that's not close. Long rebound. East Kentwood saves it. Daryl Tompkins whipping it inside amidst a bunch of bodies. We have a travel on Jaden Bowman. All right, so after a breakneck start to the game, we've slowed down a little bit. Under 5.5 to go, second quarter. East Lansing 16, East Kentwood 13. KJ Torbert, not that time long. A rebound tipped right back to the Trojans. Wyndham inside, bounce pass, one more look. Baker got blocked, followed it back up, and he's gonna go to the line. Baker and Dunn, 40 and 21, playing a two-man game here. Christian, one of the best guys off the bench for East Lansing, to Charlie Baker, who got fouled. Baker, a well-built 6'4", 200-pound senior, also a tight end on the football team, holds a preferred walk-on from Michigan State, 4.0 GPA, and the coaching staff says he's been a really nice, pleasant surprise, especially on the defensive end playing hoops. They're not going to like that, though. Bunch of missed free throws, so we're stuck on this 16-13 score. What does East Kentwood do? Edmonds into the corner. Tompkins turned it over. East Lansing hits the turbo. McGrew, no. Follow, and the roll in for KJ Torbert, who comes up a little lame. Hopefully he's all right, and we'll take a timeout. 4.5 to go, second quarter. East Lansing, one of the state's best, on the road with a lead.
My time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it. Thought they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening. Just a good time.
East Lansing, a high school with a proud athletic history in the shadow of the great Michigan State University. You know when they last won the state championship in basketball in 1958? You ready for this? East Lansing's head coach was Gus Ganakis, who of course went on to go coach the Michigan State Spartans. Gus has many claims to fame at Michigan State, but maybe his biggest claim to fame, he was the lead recruiter on Magic Johnson. And even when Gus got fired and Judd Heathcote came in, Coach Ganakis told Magic, you should still come to Michigan State. As we all know, the rest is history. And his former high school, East Lansing, trying to make a little history of their own this year. Still time to go before we get to the Breslin Center, and all they're thinking about tonight is getting a tough road win. East Lansing has their largest lead of the night right now. Hatchett throws it inside. One more pass back to him. Open look, left side. Chapman three, halfway down, out. Rebound in the corner with KJ Torbert. Ryan Wyndham gets it over half court. In case you're wondering where Hudson and Branson are, they both got 2 fouls right now for East Lansing. They haven't been on the floor this whole quarter. Wyndham sizes up Edmonds. McGrew playing big minutes off the bench following his miss. And a whistle and a foul that is likely on Daryl Tompkins. Yeah, that's the first on the 5'9" junior in white, red, and black. Sharp look, by the way, for East Lansing. The checkerboard on the side. Somewhere Tennessee Volunteer fans are smiling. KJ Torbert almost brought the house down. Still East Lansing basketball, now a throwaway. Oh my goodness. KJ Torbert with elevation that makes us all jealous. Look at this. The sophomore way into the air. I think he got too high in the air. Threw that thing off the backside of the rim. Hatchet, fall away, Jay. East Kentwood growing cold, but they got the offensive rebound. Hatchet fakes. Ja driving all the way to the rim. Baker had the defense. Now East Lansing on the go. KJ the catch. Lost the basketball. Found by East Kentwood. Chapman throws it ahead. Hatchet moving. Into the corner. Open look. Not there. Baker the rebound. East Lansing to KJ Torbert. No good. And a foul on Christian Dunn.
East Lansing foul. 21.
All right, well, we're stuck on this 18-13 score for a little bit here. Both teams haven't really shot it all that well, to be honest with you. East Kentwood at 18%, East Lansing at 31%. They've both taken 22 shots. East Kentwood 2 of 9 from 3, and East Lansing 0 of 5. Been a while since we've seen Christian Humphrey. A couple of personal fouls on 22 and White. Foul trouble has played a big part in the story of this game. Swarming defense from East Lansing leads to a turnover. KJ Torbert ahead of the pack for 2 more. That's now 12 for the sophomore, having to step up with Branson and Hudson on the bench in foul trouble. Feels like East Kentwood needs a bucket in the worst way here. Ja Hatchet left alone. 3 swirls out. East Lansing wants to run. Torbert, the bounce. Hudson back in, giving it up to Branson, who's also back in and throwing it down. Haven't seen him in a while. The big 3 back on the floor and making it happen. Largest lead of the game for East Lansing. Another great defensive possession for East Lansing and a foul on Chapman. All starting to unravel here for East Kentwood. They're putting Christian Humphrey on the bench with the 2 fouls. And East Lansing bringing guys back in with 2 fouls. Hudson passing to Branson for that dunk you just saw. Now East Lansing right back to the line. You can sense a little frustration on that bench for East Kentwood. Something that's interesting as well. We've seen this all day at the Gotta Get It Classic. A lot of teams that also played yesterday. 2 sides to this, right? One, do you think any of these teams are tired? Yes and no. They're young guys, but obviously when you play a lot of basketball in a 24-hour span, both mentally and physically, that's going to wear on you. But a lot of the reason why these teams decided to play in a tournament like this, high competition, back-to-back days, is because this is what they're expecting when they get to March. Heck, Final Four weekend at the Breslin Center. Sometimes you got to play Friday, and then you get to turn right back around and play Saturday. It is kind of funny, right? High school, college basketball. You're used to $2 or $3 off between games, and then you get to the tournament, and you're playing every other day, pretty much. East Kentwood needs a stopper. There it is, big time shot from the corner. A three rolled in by Cameron Singer. Breathes a little life back into this crowd. Shot fake Hudson. The big man inside a contested shot, and he still scored. Back up to a double-digit lead for East Lansing. Humphrey flashes inside, and he draws a foul on Wyndham. That would be number 1's second personal.
East Lansing foul. Number 1.
And that's that athleticism for Cam Hudson we've been talking about. Big dude, 6'6" junior with the great bloodlines. His dad, Andre, was on that state title team back in 2000. Miscue on the inbound. Right back to East Lansing. That frustration for East Kentwood starting to be palpable through the screen. Shot clock turned off. East Lansing can play for the final shot of a first half they have mostly enjoyed. Where do they go? Right now it's in the hands of Branson. Back to McGrew. Now Hudson rising for a big time three. Cam Hudson, one of the best in Michigan. East Lansing, one of the best in Michigan. And they darn look the part after 2 quarters of basketball. Hudson back on the floor and making it happen. East Lansing to the locker room with their largest lead of the night.
From an ordinary idea comes a great journey. It all starts with a simple thought, a vision of something bigger, greater than what already exists. It's that spark that ignites the passion and drive to create something truly amazing. At G-Brand, we understand this journey well. We take pride in the details and perfecting every aspect of the process, regardless of how small or big they may be. Because it's more than just a design or a shirt. It's about outfitting future champions. There's something to be said about a team coming together, each member contributing their unique skills, talents, and ideas. It's that collective effort that takes a simple idea and turns it into something truly great. The process can be excruciating, with countless hours spent tirelessly reviewing every detail. But the end result is pure and so rewarding, knowing that we've created something that will inspire greatness in those who wear it. Whether they come from a savage land or a booming metropolis, whether their numbers are 2 or 2 billion, the greatest their numbers could ever become is truly to become one. That's why at G-Brand, we're more than just a clothing company. We're a movement, a community of like-minded individuals who believe in the power of coming together to make a difference. So join us on this journey as we strive to outfit future champions and inspire greatness in all that we do. G-Brand. Now that's game.
Does your bank make you feel like you belong there? At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, you are a member of a financial institution that serves the Catholic community, providing you with an opportunity to align your banking with your Catholic identity. You receive all the products and services you need to manage your money, and your membership helps support Catholic schools, parishes, and organizations. It's time to put your money where your faith is. Visit AllianceCatholic.com to get started today. Service, community, Catholic. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
All of today's games at the Gotta Get It Classic, proudly sponsored by Miller Johnson Attorneys, where the growth of Michigan is at the core of our practice. And today's matchup, our last of the day between East Kentwood and East Lansing, is brought to you by Taylor's Home Care Service, proudly serving individuals with physical and mental disabilities in the West Michigan area since 2012. The mission of Taylor's Home Care Services is to promote a comfortable place for growth. Halftime here at our final game of the day. East Kentwood, the home club, which already has a win against one of the state's best, Brother Rice, this year. They need a comeback in the second half. East Lansing surged in the second quarter. Foul trouble, no foul trouble. One of the best high school teams in Michigan looking darn good again. KJ Torbert with 14 of East Lansing's 29. And the Trojans lead it 29-16 as we approach the start of the second half in just a few.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Did you know that kids are not little adults when it comes to sports injuries? That's because of something called the growth plate. Growth plates exist all over the human body in our growing athletes. They're actually little cartilage discs that exist at the end of all the long bones. It's simply where a kid grows. The problem is that the growth plate can be the weak link. What might be a sprain, a strain, or a tear in an adult when they hurt themselves can actually be a growth plate fracture in a kid. So it's important, if your kid has hurt themselves and they're not using their arm or they're not able to put weight on a leg, come see one of us, get an x-ray, and make sure it's not a growth plate fracture. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
My time to shine. Let's go.
Trojans on it.
Thought they were having a lot of fun, dipping it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Welcome back to East Kentwood. Evan Stockton and Chad Bush with you. At halftime, East Lansing by 13. Some of the highlights of this first half. Evan, what stood out? Who stood out for you in this game?
So the guy who's standing out is number 2 for East Lansing, KJ Torbert. 14 of the 29 points that East Lansing had in that first half. Really the story of the game is how each team is navigating their own foul trouble. So Christian Humphrey gets the 2 personal fouls for East Kentwood, their best big guy, number 22. For East Lansing, their big trio is Torbert, Branson, and Hudson. Branson and Hudson basically missed the whole second quarter because they each had 2 personal fouls, but it ended up being okay because KJ Torbert took over and the supporting cast helped him out. And that's a great sign for East Lansing going forward, not just tonight, but for the rest of the year. You're going to have moments where your big players get in foul trouble. It's about the supporting cast getting you through it.
That's right. Sometimes you got to sit the second quarter out, and the supporting cast will get you through. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Layup attempt is walled up nicely, and here come the Trojans on the run. Intercepted, free safety picked it off. That's Tompkins Jr. 3-point hunting. Instant points. The Falcons need it. Christian Humphrey with a hoop and the harm at 6'8", gliding through the Grand Rapids air.
That is the 3rd foul on KJ Torbert. Big early sequence, 30 seconds in to the second half. The thing that gets me every time I've seen Humphrey, and I've seen him play a couple of times, he is the most athletic 6'9" dude I have ever seen. I mean, seriously, he's a 6'9" guy who plays like he's 6'2".
You feel like he just hasn't really fully tapped into what he has either. There's a lot of tools that are being developed. Hudson to the hole, Banker blocked by Humphrey with a clean wall up, ball still loose, and a whistle and a foul down low. It's going to go on the Trojans, I believe. East Kentwood, rather.
Yeah, they got Hatchet. It was a late call. It was a bit like an NBA call where the guy missed the shot and then they blew the whistle. Watch it here. So 11, Hatchet, fouls done, 21, and that makes sense because Christian's 6'7", and Ja Hatchet, God bless him, is not 6'7".
That's right. This is Christian Dunn. Dunn in that first half came off that bench, grabbed a rebound, has not scored yet, and he still has not. Opening minute, 3rd quarter. Glad you're with us. We're the Prep. This is the Gotta Get It Classic, put on by Mike Thomas, the founder His team right now with some work to do. Reverse shot, no. Bowman blew it. Torbert the other way, and it rattles home down the throat.
People need to start recruiting KJ Torbert if they aren't already. He's proven it tonight. Great teams need someone to grab the reins, and he's grabbed the reins for East Lansing. 16
points for the sophomore KJ. His father played at Flint Northwestern. Some great teams. Here comes another look at this. Drive and finish by Torbert.
Ability to finish through contact. Hatchett did a nice job staying up in the air so there couldn't be a foul called, but KJ was just a little bit too much better on that one.
Ja Hatchett to shoot one more. 4 of 6 from the stripe today. Final game of 7 that we've called today on the Prep. Want to thank our hardworking crew led by Alex Westfall. Many others will name before this is said and done, but a lot of hard work and effort by everybody involved in this game. Free throw's good.
Yeah, I think everyone who's watching at home, or maybe they're watching in their car, wherever they are, you got to understand how hard it is behind the scenes. I mean, Chad and I's job is easy. We talk and look pretty. All the actual hardworking people you never hear from. And I mean that with all sincerity.
Yeah, no, it's been a long day. But the adrenaline juicing out a few more ounces of energy. Whistling a foul. This is J.L. Branson drawing it. You like his game?
I do. And what I like about Branson, what I like about Hudson, Branson at 6'4", Hudson at 6'6", kind of like Christian Humphrey. They play like smaller dudes. With that size and the ability to get inside, this East Lansing team, it's not hard to see why so many are scared to play.
What a run and a start to this season for Ray Mitchell, the head coach, assisted by Lavelle Bland, Michael Johnson, Neil Miller, and John Schweitzer. Free throws are off. But a steal and a hammer. The two-hand hang and bang. That's KJ Torbert.
I'm telling you, he's got the bloodlines. His dad was one of the best high school players in Michigan, and his son looks really good.
Christian Humphrey quenches from distance at 6'8". The answer from Hudson, yes. Cam Hudson.
This East Lansing team is dangerous when they start hitting shots. East Kentwood's got to find a way to settle it down because this thing is starting to get away from him real quick.
2-touchdown lead. Under 6 to go in the third. Falcons really need some help from distance. Just 4 of 13 in this game. Rembert trying to get a heat checker to go. Great hustle by Hatchett to reset the 35 clock. Humphrey with some fancy moves. Bowman couldn't find it. The other way! It's been a Branson banger with a glide across the lane.
I'm telling you, man, these guys are athletic. They're fun. And this is the part where the other team hates watching what they're doing.
Yeah, especially on the road. East Kentwood, tough loss yesterday to Rockford. And now the run out. Essel to Branson, back out corner. Torbert threes through. Splash City. Trojans turning it up in Game 7 on a Saturday in January.
They have completely sucked the life out of this home crowd.
Whistle and a foul, and my goodness, this thing's starting to really unwrap for the home team.
I mean, you can wonder all you want who East Lansing has played. Do they need to face some better competition? I don't know, man. With the way they've come on the road tonight against a team that has beaten a darn good team, East Kentwood has beaten Brother Rice. The athleticism for East Lansing, really impressive. Hudson, Torbert, Branson, all three of them, they're real good.
High flying, too. I don't know what the dunk over-under was or established for this game, but man, East Lansing can do it. And Kentwood's got the athleticism as well, but right now they're not worried about dunks. They're worried about getting stops and getting some easy scoring with a clock stop. What's the pause about here, partner?
Well, they've been looking at the clock a few times today. I'm honestly not quite sure what that delay was for.
Yeah. Ball out of bounds, baseline left, Daryl Tompkins Jr. Into Hatchett. Far side three's off. On the run, watch out. This is Baker to the hole. Charlie Baker for 2.
Just a problem right now for East Kentwood. Obviously the score is what it is. They just can't make shots. It's another miss, Chad. They're 20% for the game.
Hudson on the run, looking for another highlight. Branson, no. And we've got a whistle and a timeout. Mike Thomas says, let's talk it over. We'll talk it over with him. 4:04 left in the third. So glad you're with us in the second half in our final game tonight. It's been a lot of fun. So glad you've been along for the ride. Couldn't do it without you as we end in the Baker lay-in.
Years of playing sports took a toll on my feet. The worst was the tear in my Achilles tendon. I went to fix my feet today and I've been pain-free for 2 years. I'm back to pickleball 5 days a week. Amazing.
I've been fixing foot pain for decades. Don't give up hope. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
Mike Thomas, oh, one of the best. All the state titles he's got. What a record, 204 wins. Congratulations to Mike Thomas collecting his 200th win this year. He's been at Kalamazoo Central, a team we saw earlier. They were runners-up in 09, but state titles in 2010 and 2011 back-to-back. And they did it again in Grand Blanc. What a great guy, Mike Thomas, making his mark in his second year at East Kentwood.
Yes, he is. I mean, this athletic program has gone through a very quick revitalization. Ty Spencer, the new football coach, all that success he had at Detroit King, and now Mike Thomas is going to leave his mark at East Kentwood. And credit to him, he's not scared of games like this. He wants to play really good teams. Just right now, the poor combination of they can't hit shots and the athleticism of East Lansing, they just run into a buzzsaw so far.
They have a win over Brother Rice, to their credit, last Saturday in Albion. It was Rick Palmer, Brother Rice's coach, and Mike Thomas getting together to support their former coach, Mike Turner, the head coach at Albion College for so long. Nice deed done last Saturday. Palmer and Mike Thomas are good friends. No Catholic League love in this tournament this year.
Seriously,
Usually,
I was thinking about that.
we're going to have to talk to MT about that.
I have a feeling that if this continues to be held going forward with the Torrey Jackson, Mike Thomas, Grand Blanc connection, I have a feeling that Pure Catholic Central Shamrocks may make a trip out here.
That would make sense. It's trending that way. Falcons need points. Ja Hatchett found 30 of them last night in a loss to Rockford. They rallied. This is a Kentwood team that has rallied and come from behind this year, Evan. We'll see if they can get it rocking here. Corner three, short.
I mean, here's the thing. So, yes, East Kentwood's missing a lot of shots, but it's more, are you taking good shots? Like, that's a good look. That is an open corner three from Singer. It just can't airball.
Kid cold off the bench, but those are shots you need. 3:30 left in this third quarter. It's been all East Lansing. Lob down low. Tough entry pass. Fade away. Hudson got it. Living right roll for the kid from the middle of Michigan.
The growth of this East Lansing team, too. Got a foul down low. Last year they go 17-9. They lost 6 in a row at one point, but they got to the quarters. They lost to Muskegon. Obviously made the state championship game. And this East Lansing team has come out this year, and they are just playing great basketball. You said it earlier about Hudson. 3-level scorer. We've seen him dunk, we've seen him hit threes, and now we're seeing him hit shots from the mid-range.
And they've got guys that play well together, high-volume scorers, and Tolbert and Branson and Hudson. And it all seems to blend together just right. Baker gets a loud ovation behind the East Lansing bench across the way. As they return to the lineup, Christian Dunn, the 6'7" senior. He missed a lot of time earlier this year with injury. Hudson down the avenue with another flush and finish. 15 points in this game for Cam Hudson. Top side, Humphrey 3. No, sir, got his own miss. And his Euro step was called a foul. He slipped, kind of a bailout. Christian Dunn, the guilty party.
Score is what it is. East Lansing doubling up East Kentwood, barring something crazy. East Lansing's going to pick up another win. This is where you learn a lot about both teams, right? On one side, you learn for East Kentwood how they're going to close, and on the other side, for East Lansing, you wonder the same thing. Being up by a lot, you're going to get to playoff games where all of a sudden, blink your eyes and it's a game again. It's a nice test for East Lansing to not let another talented team like East Kentwood even think about something interesting happening.
Yep, they score in waves, scoring runs, and off that defense. But tonight they just haven't been able, Evan, to force those turnovers. It's been a stingy team and a lot of energy.
Free throws have been a problem for a lot of teams today. And East Kentwood, all things considered, has been okay. 7 of 12 from the line. That's not great, but better than some of the teams we've seen. I mean, heck, even East Lansing, 7 of 14 from the line.
42 of the 48 points have been scored by just 3 players. 21 for Tolbert, 15 for Hudson. Down low whistle foul. Cam Hudson's going to go to the line again and try to add it. He's been on some kind of a run.
Just get downhill. Utilize your body. Utilize your athleticism. Cam Hudson so far, Chad, he's got some D1 offers from MAC schools, Eastern Michigan, Toledo. He keeps playing like this. He takes his team on a state championship run going into his senior year with his dad as a former Big Ten basketball player. A lot more people are going to notice Cam Hudson.
He was our G of the game when we called him earlier this year in their win over King. Hasn't missed much tonight. 6 of 7 from the floor and perfect from the line now. 2:20 left in this third quarter. Whereas we wind down in Grand Rapids, Hatchett continues to attack. He'll get line left.
The weirdest thing about this East Kentwood performance is the scoreline being what it is. They lost to Rouge by 8, Saginaw by 7, and Rockford by 5. So they're 3 losses all by single digits. So you do kind of wonder if the team is tired. What I think is they probably are physically tired. When you're physically tired, you miss a lot of free throws. You miss a lot of shots.
Yep.
East Kentwood from the field is 7 of 37. I don't think I'm being mean. That's terrible. But also mentally tired, right? You were just in this building last night. Down to the wire, Rockford. Great crowd. Place was buzzing. Now you're going to turn back around and play maybe the state's best team? I mean, that is a Herculean task.
It is. East Lansing's coming off a win over their rival Waverly last week by 7, and they knocked off DeWitt back on Thursday. Meanwhile, from here, East Kentwood will take on Jennison. Shot up, count it, and a foul. That's Christian Humphrey. And the 6'8" senior showing a little bit of skill down low.
6'9" in name only. That is a athletic son of a gun. Tough finish through contact, too.
Free throw miss, throw ahead. Tolbert rushed up and a little bit long. Got a foul on the rebound. That's going to go on Dunn. That's another one on 21. He's fouled out. That's it for Christian Dunn.
It's not many games where you foul out in the third quarter.
No. He's still getting his legs under him. Didn't play earlier this year due to an injury, but getting acclimated. It's a good staff over there under Ray Mitchell, Lavelle Bland, Neil Miller, John Schweitzer. Mike Thomas has a great staff too. Scott Rowley, Mo Barnes, Christian Kraft, Terry Kraft, and Thomas Gordon.
All right, under 100 seconds to go, third quarter. East Lansing, they're up by 20. I want to see what East Kentwood has got for us because they get some stops and hit a couple of threes. This looks interesting. That's not going to help.
And the ball pressure gets burned. That's Alan McGrew, the senior at 6'1", with a finish. And this East Lansing team just continues to get deeper as this game goes on.
Yeah, they come at you in waves. There's no doubt about it. Come at you in waves. Tough to stop.
Christian Humphrey clenches with another triple, and his number's starting to grow. And get loose after pressure was broken is Charlie Baker with another lay-in.
Known as a football player, Chad, but Charlie does an excellent job on the hoops court as well. They like his two-way game.
Just staying in shape.
Yeah.
Corner, Humphrey again, no. Kept alive by Edmonds and finished down low.
Nice finish by Randy Chapman. And that's the effort that Coach Thomas is going to want to see down the stretch, no matter what the score is.
Another guy that adds depth to that bench. Ten seconds left in this third quarter. It's been a quarter dominated by the road team. There's a near steal. Torbert gets it away. Three by Essel at the buzzer, and he didn't get it off. That's how the third quarter ends. All East Lansing, 19-point lead. Does Kentwood have another run in them? Do we have another run in us? We'll find out after this.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
That's Ray Mitchell, the bench boss in his 6th year. Former coach at Sexton for 13 seasons. Little JV and varsity assistant. And this is a guy that was an assistant on the 2011 state title team. He's had a taste of that trophy. Played a season at Eastern Michigan University, and he's a big part of their student support monitor at East Lansing High School. And one of 10 Division I players in his family. Did I read that right?
I got to get some confirmation on that. I would, if it's brothers and sisters, that's stupid. I would hope it's cousins. I mean, that's what he told us. And
one of 10.
I did some Googling and I couldn't find anything more. I probably should have just gone to the man himself.
Amazing.
That's stupid. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. He's coached some good ones. Andrell Anthony, Ethan Boyd, David Wilkerson, Ethan Dunn, and Marcus Albion.
You know, the thing that always gets me, Andrell Anthony, that great wide receiver who started at Michigan, now he's at Oklahoma. What was Michigan State doing? He's a mile away. I digress.
It's a fair beef.
And
you're not even a Spartan fan.
I'm
you're
not.
just being observant.
Yeah, I'm observant, exactly.
Floater from the mid-post over Hudson is fresh. And that is a nice touch by Ja Hatchett.
And here comes the pressure from East Kentwood.
Nearing that 10-second call, nearing a turnover. Here comes the tidal wave. East Kentwood on the run. Need a bucket here. Christian for three. Oh, they needed that one. And they needed a turnover, but that was touched by the Falcons last.
But seriously, we were talking about this in the third quarter, right? East Lansing and East Kentwood can get a lot out of this situation because it's like having a 3 or 4 goal lead in hockey. You think it's safe, but then you give up a couple and you go, oh boy. Same deal here in basketball. Like what's going on right now. East Lansing's going cold.
That's right.
I mean, you get a couple of threes here for East Kentwood. It's an 11-point game.
And maybe not the best shot by Hudson. Corner, dribble, drive, kick. Christian couldn't catch it. Hudson, make it Branson.
Oh, no.
And that's embarrassing. 3-on-3 the other way. Down the avenue and a foul. It happens. That's one of the finest athletes in the state. And sometimes a dunk is missed, and sometimes the follow-up is missed. Get another look at that. It happens. It's part of life. Throw away, throw ahead, and he lost it. That was an easy dunk. He just lost it out of bounds.
I just feel so bad. Hey, he missed the dunk. You're over here going, that's embarrassing. Okay, reprieve.
That's the makeup. The hammer. And that is how Branson does it. It wasn't a me thing. It's embarrassing.
No, I feel so bad. Thank God he got that dunk. Because he misses the dunk. And you and I, two of the most, well, you're athletic. I'm not. Two of the most unathletic people in the gym over here criticizing a guy who can jump out the roof.
No criticism.
I just want to say, Jace, you're a great basketball player.
He's amazing. Laying good off the glass. Under 6 minutes. Near steal backcourt. Fire ahead, and that pass is tipped. And away we go, helter-skelter. Man. Open three, missed. Hatchett couldn't find it, and a whistle on the back end.
It's hard in sequences like this, to be honest with you, where you're going up and down the floor. The score kind of becomes irrelevant, but man, a couple of cracks for East Kentwood, I'm telling you. They had a couple of these threes. It turns into a more interesting game. Here we go. Love for Jace Branson. Throw it down, my guy.
Bam.
Oh, and he turns around and he makes sure everybody knows. Yeah, that's what happens 95% of the time.
Yeah, that's his game. He does it. But sometimes that ball slips out. It slipped a lot tonight for many players. No shame in that. No shame in what East Lansing's doing on the road. It's impressive indeed as we roll on to the final 5.5 from East Kentwood.
My time to shine. Got it. Splash.
And that will put some gauze on it.
They were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
Oh, we would graciously and humbly ask if you could please subscribe. Click subscribe if you would. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, all of our socials. You can email us as well, info@theprepsports.com. He's Evan Stockton. My name's Chad Bush. And this is two highly touted teams in Division I in the state of Michigan. East Lansing came in #1 in many a polls, and they're proving their word tonight. Is this the best basketball team in Michigan?
We're going to find that out eventually, but here's what I'll say, right? For anyone who's going, the competition in leagues like the Catholic League and Brother Rice and De La Salle and St. Mary's and Catholic Central and yada, yada, yada. Teams from the capital area have won state titles recently. I mean, the talent on this team, you can just see it emanating through your screen. But Williamston just won a state championship a couple of years ago. Like, there's a lot of basketball talent in the Lansing area. And this East Lansing team will be battle-tested in their conference, and they will be battle-tested once we get to the really important games in March.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a whistle and a tie-up. It's going to stay this end.
And I'm just impressed with the athleticism for East Lansing and how they use it. I mean, we see guys dunk in warm-ups. We see guys dunk, but they don't translate it into the game. East Lansing translate it, and they get stops on the defensive end, and then they get runouts, which just suck the life out of you on offense with these dunks that we've seen from Torbert and Branson, and here we go again.
Torbert torturing that rim tonight in Grand Rapids. Another rim rupture.
And the way they throw it down, it's up in the air with great elevation and just power and anger behind the thing. It's awesome.
It is. I swear they bent one of the rims at Cass Tech when we were there. Shot is short and handled by Baker. Throw ahead, showtime. Oh, the windmill. They get it back. The lob. Yes! Oh, man. Talk about quick redemption. Branson bangs it right down. He's come back twice for revenge. 3 from the corners answered. And that's by a player unidentified. I think it's Barnes. Corner 3, no. Hustle, and that's saved. Here comes East Lansing, the chaos. A lob, Hudson from Branson. Oh, the dunks.
This team is nuts. They're about to take all 5 off the floor. Don't, they're fun. Keep them out there.
They play so well together, too.
Yeah.
Unselfish, lengthy. Look at this leak out. Torbert's going to do it again. No, he's not. He's like, man, I'm tired.
It's a classy 25 from KJ Torbert. Boys, fun to watch you. Maybe we'll see you in a couple of months.
Oh, what a last few minutes of excitement. What a great tournament. 7 games. Branson getting nice. Torbert, too. All the jokes are funny right now on the left side of the state for the kids from the capital city.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure, steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
We are the Prep. Thanks so much for watching. I want to thank our stat crew, Pat the Stat and Jamie Janssen, otherwise known as JMO. Great hard work tonight. Their efficiency and their accuracy, phenomenal. Fish on audio, Austin Sonnenberg on graphics, but he's done a lot of hard work the last 3 weeks getting ready for this tournament. We really appreciate him too. Alex Westfall, the captain at the chair, working his fanny off as well. And don't forget Big E down on the end, Evan Westfall, working it well on the dials as the instant replay operator tonight and today and this morning.
It's a long day for everybody involved.
And thank you as well for your hard work today. This is not easy working with me. Missed shot, rebound pulled off, and East Kentwood has to run and has to hustle. They're down 22.
Seriously, for anybody who's been watching us, whether you've watched a bunch of these games, whether you've just flipped on to see East Lansing throw down dunk after dunk, thank you. We're excited to cover a lot more high school basketball over the next few weeks. It's a treat. It's a joy. The talent in this state is awesome. And it all doesn't happen without you folks watching, because when you watch, we can tell sponsors you watch, and that helps pay the bills. So thank you.
That's right. And we love our Metro Detroit area teams and crew, but the expansion to the west side is a real thing, and we're going to continue to do this type of travel. Left-hand jumper short from 18 feet. Rebound cleaned up by the reserve Noah Lopez, that's 6'2" senior. They've also checked into the lineup Dewate Sams, a 5'10" junior. And this one's turned over. Owen Fortman also into the game. Donovan Jones checks in for East Kentwood. He's just a freshman. There's a lot of young talent on this team.
I want to make a point about all the guys playing in this game right now. So if you're watching, you're going, it's a 22-point game with 2 minutes left. Does this matter? I'm here to tell you, as a guy who was a backup fullback in high school, who got a lot of his minutes in situations like this means so much to guys like that who are hitting threes.
You're right about that. Triple's good by a young man who's a 5-quarter player, unidentified. Layup good. That's the attack. Count it for DeQuarius Stewart, the 6'5" sophomore.
I mean, where do they find these type of bodies in East Lansing? What's in the water? Stewart off the bench is 6'5". They're just growing on trees in East Lansing.
Well, you got to talk to the Sparties about that. J-Mo knows what they're growing in East Lansing. She went to school there. Austin Sonnenberg. The Sparties will tell you something's up there. Something special's brewing for Ray Mitchell and the Trojans. Dancing, joking, and they should. They're on their way to a big victory tonight in East Kentwood. We're coming back with a final minute 17 right after this.
Every morning, I woke up with stabbing pain in my feet. Plantar fasciitis, the doctor called it. All I know is it really hurt. One visit to Fix My Feet today and the pain was gone. And even better, the custom arch supports I got worked in all my shoes.
Don't wait. End your foot pain now. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in.
There's a rip and a steal right away. Couldn't even get it out of our mouths. That's C.J. Reynolds. And here's the peskiness, but the favors return quickly by Sams. And somebody slipped down there.
While we get a chance too, Chad, I want to thank the entire crew here at East Kentwood behind the scenes. This is really hard to be having this many people cycle through, in and out. The floor's been in great condition. Everyone behind the scenes has done their job. We've had no problems. We've had no issues. Great day.
Yeah, a lot of help and support here, and very accommodating. Very grateful for that. Mike Thomas, Mrs. Teacher Thomas as well. Preston Donikowski and Alex Giarmo. Also want to give a shout out to Anthony Colombo, our social media director, working very hard with all his edits and social media posts. And Carsey Walker, our graphics coordinator. Missed shot. East Kentwood protecting that rim. They've got 20 seconds to work. We'll have our G of the game after this one. And the final possession for East Lansing. That's a corner three. That's no good. That's Owen Fortman. Stick back at the buzzer. And did they count it? They did. That's the ball game. It's all over. That's the tournament. What a great Saturday. Thanks so much for sharing it with us. We're not done yet. One more segment. The G of the game coming up Right after this, you're watching the Preps coverage of the Gotta Get It Classic. Oh, how much fun it's been. Glad you've been a part of it. We thank you. We're back in a moment with our G of the game. KJ Torbert is next.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
Ah, yes, the final game of the Gotta Get It Classic has expired, and East Lansing, the #1 team in the state of Michigan, wins it by 21 points. And they were led by the sophomore, Mr. Kevin Torbert. KJ Torbert, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals, and the numbers just don't tell all the story. The dunks and the funk brought by him was also a storyline. Congratulations. This must have been a fun game for you.
Yeah, very fun for us. We just had to play more confident. This is what we had to do.
So do you guys watch back these games and, like, compare dunks? Because I swear you hit 17. Do you, like, rank them in the locker room? How's this work?
Nah, we just go out and run and just get easy buckets and lead the dunks. So that's how I do it.
What's it like playing with your other guys, leading scorers in Branson and also Cam Hudson, and sharing the ball, keeping continuity despite having a lot of guys that can score at a high volume?
Feels good because if one of our games is going bad, then the other two can play better for us and get the win for us.
I mean, seriously, KJ, in that first half, Jace and Cam weren't playing a lot because they were in foul trouble. What load did you take on your shoulders to make sure nothing funny happened in the first half with those guys off the floor?
I just had to get our team together and try to take over for us because they was in foul trouble, so I just had to get more points for us.
Your father had an illustrious career in the state of Michigan at Flint Northwestern and then again at Michigan State. How much of an influence has he had on your career?
You know, he's had a big influence. He's been with me for my whole life for basketball and just preparing me for bigger stages in life and ball.
It's awesome. Young man, enjoy it. Congratulations on the
win.
Yep,
I will.
We'll catch up with you down the line.
Yep.
There he is, KJ Torbert, our G of the game, the sophomore with a big night. 25 points, 7 rebounds, 5 steals. And it's time to say goodbye and so long from Grand Rapids, who's been so good to us. Feels like a second home. Feels like we could hang out for a night or so. Maybe we will. We thank the hard-working production staff of the Prep, captained by Alex Westfall. For my partner, Evan Stockton, my name's Chad Bush, saying so long for the hard-working, talented Prep crew. Thank you. Thank you to East Kentwood and the Gotta Get It Classic for all the coverage. Have a great night. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching. So long.